Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and today we're doing Death PvP yet again. In this match, I went against one of my quote-unquote counter schools, except, you know, just because of the school diff, I guess. It wasn't really much of a counter matchup necessarily. There were times where, you know, he did have good counters to the things I would use, but ultimately, when it comes down to it, this matchup only like barely tilts in his school's favor, just because, like I said, you know, school diff really just does matter the most. So that helped me a lot in this match, because the way he was playing for a lot of it was a little odd. I played a lot for something like, you know, an immolate into a freak play, because if I was able to get that off and I had the pips for it, I would be able to do just a massive amount of damage, like if I were to clear traps with it, you know. So it's like, if I were to clear traps with an immolate and then send an Ifrit after, that was going to be a max value Ifrit, and that would have been, it would have done so much value to the point where recovering from it for him would have been just inconceivable. He would not have been able to do that. But it kind of revolved around him using sort of the obvious counters to some of the things I was doing. Like, I would neg aura him to try and bait out a shoe so I could go for the immolate. I would ghoul to get him to wyvern, and then he just never did it until both of my immolates that I pack, as you can see here, I only packed 2. Both of them were gone when he used his first trap. So that was a little odd. I don't want to like say anything, because, you know, like when I'm streaming over on Twitch, I average like 10 viewers. It's very unlikely that he sniped. I think it was just playing he don't got it, but still kind of unlucky that happened. But I was able to, you know, pull it back, do a lot of Death Wizard things that Death Wizards do, and eventually go for this card, and that was really just amazing. Like, just finally pulling this after so long, like, that really was what did it. I kind of just had to put him in a checkmate position, which was very hard to do throughout the match, but, you know, especially with how I was not able to get just a ton of value in a single move. The match kind of progressed real slowly because of that, but we still did fine enough. So for now, just to go over the gear once over, just Wastelander hat. I used the plot robe. You could use Hunhao if you want to for the extra shads. That can be nice sometimes. I used the Jabalba boots, Jabalba wand for 160 actually. You can't get this from the Faeriequeens pack. You do need to raid for this. And then I used the Reaver knife, the Athame, the Hunhao amulet for the extra fire pierce. There is something to be said about using something like the Clasp of the Skinless King for that extra tower shield, and more importantly the attenuate, as well as, you know, like the library amulet for the extra brace, which I am not sure if I have that for the death, but, you know, still. But then, yeah, I just use the Hunhao for the extra fire stats that I get from it, and then I use the Ominous Skyfarer's Band. Pretty clear. That's good. And then I use this triple double mighty gloomy goatling. You could argue that, you know, the Charred Dragon is a better pet right now just because of Pyre Dragon's prevalence in the meta, but, you know, I just don't have that yet. I haven't really bothered to make it yet, but maybe we'll see in the future. And then for the mount, I use the Clockwork Courser. You don't actually have to use the Clockwork Courser if you're using this setup as a death to get the max death pierce. I just do it so I can get the max fire pierce. So I'm 2% over the pierce cap when I use the Clockwork Courser for death, but I hit it perfectly with my fire stats. So there's that. And then I use the Hunhao deck. This card comes in handy a lot. I personally recommend it over the August Sage deck. So there's that to think about as well, plus using shads on things like Grim occasionally, so you don't really need the 5th Surge like that. So there you go. Just to go over the stats, perfectly hit the damage cap. I think I'm close enough to the fire damage cap. Resist, pretty solid. I think I could reasonably get a few more points, but not with a Wastelander hat. That would require a totally different setup entirely. Perfect accuracy to death and fire. And then, like I said, perfect death pierce even without the courser, but I get to 58 with it, and 56 fire pierce. So that's nice. Pretty much no piece-serve, but you don't really lean on that at all as a death. Pretty decent shads, 3-piece. Does kind of pale in comparison to 4-piece, but still pretty good. And yeah, overall, stats work out quite nicely. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoy this match. It's nice. Interesting. Very interesting. But we'll see, I guess. We're gonna need to play big into our fire stats. That's how death stays ahead in this. So maybe don't go for cards like that. And yeah, I can do this. I don't know if we'll need Skeletal Dragon, to be honest. I think it's just going to be on Elephant. Want it? Sure. Fair enough. So yeah, probably a no to Skeletal Dragon. We might not even want that. And I'll brace. Why not? I don't know what weave he's got. He's got the death pip there, which worries me a little. Okay, he's gonna go for his first attenuate. Alright. I'll brace again. Getting a lot of these, which I could use for things like Avenging Fossil. I might use him if he drops his pips, but I don't know if he will. Yeah, there's a bubble. Do I have one? I don't think I do. Or I have this, so might as well. But maybe it would have done me some good to keep the Skeletal Dragon so I can make a Pyre Dragon and then do some baiting as one does. But yeah, my bubble pulls have not been good thus far. So he did drop his pips there. Probably won't do that, and I'll do this, I guess. Because if he's not running fire stats, I could go for an Oni. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of 3-folds. Moon Shield, okay. If he were to go for a Snowman, that's my first opportunity. Honestly, this could help bait that out. But yeah, if he... but he's got a Fire Pip. Never mind, maybe he is going for that. Shrike, I don't know. It might just be kind of a slugfest. He's gonna go for that. I mean, sure. I'll rebrace. This match still leans toward the ice. I don't know. I could do that and set up a Pyre Dragon. And then see if he goes for the counter. Elemental, okay. But yeah, I do like the idea of doing that. So yeah, the only thing is I would need to go for... I need to dig inside for something like an Ifrit. Because, yeah, otherwise I've got an Avenging Fossil set up that I'm threatening. I don't think I'll need another one, necessarily. Is he going to do it? Oh, he's going to thieving, okay. I think that's fine. Because I could go for something like a... Oh, I should have kept that, honestly. But yeah, I could go for a ghoul. I might keep the other ghoul. Yeah, I kind of wish I kept the skeletal dragon. So I could have just gone for a huge hit. But, oh well. I'm mostly just trying to bait the wyvern, just so that way I can like immolate or something, or I could attenuate to bait it. See, there's the immolate, but we'll see if he does it. Golem, okay, very interesting. Dude, if I had a poison right now, I'd go for it 100%. How about this? What if I went for another one of these, timed his brace out, and then went for a Halifin? Dead Zone's also a really good pull. Glad about that. Oh, he's gonna surge. Okay, I think I'll Dead Zone first. I feel like I'm biting off more than I could chew, but... I believe in the vision. It's just if he mammoths, that's an issue. If I can get this Halifin off. Oh, there's that too. Poison would be so huge as well. Okay, yeah, that does not look like I will be getting that. But I do like just doing that. It'll do mass. I still have a good hit out of it. Like if I were to go for a Grim. It's doing a little bit. Not as much as I was hoping, but it'll still do some. The attenuates, I like those. I may surge this round, but we'll see. Yeah, that's tragic. Yeah, that's why this is always a liability in this matchup, because they can just do this. And I don't know where my auras are, so that's just really not good. Yeah, 2k, not good. I can still do this. And now I'm threatening an Oni. If I could ever pull one, so obviously that's off the table. He's gonna do that. I don't know where my mashes are. But I think for the moment, this is the card we want to use. So that maybe he'll shoo. And I can just turn it around on him. Okay, good pulls. We like that. To be honest, I'll go for this. $900. It's not bad. Let's see what we got. Virulence could be neat. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna use it. %. Another Ellie shield never hurt either. I could do that. Is he got a mammoth again though? Thieving, okay. Heavily prefer that. But yeah, I still think I'm gonna go for this. Keep the Oni set up, you know? Just go for a ghoul. If I could ever pull the Oni, know what I mean? But yeah, I think ghoul here is the play. Okay, he's gonna go for a frostbite. Very cool. So let's go for that. Still got 5 shields. Still got an Oni, you know. The Fire Elf is also kind of nice. But he goes for a shield. So he's going to do that. I'll do this and then try and get this reader off. And it's just I'm absolutely not in the best of spots. Try and look for an Ifrit. I packed 3 and I haven't seen 1, so Shorn, great, awesome. Well, I guess I can Grim into a wand. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll just Grim. Want it. I'm really just hoping he gives me, like, something. Like, if he shields like an elf. Maybe I'll go for Virulence. Maybe he'll Thieving, and then I can go for it out of that. $13.79. Oh my god. Dead Zone. That's actually really good. Might just be the play. So there's that. I'm just hoping he'll shield at some point. Another Grim could be kind of interesting, but not before I wand. Yeah, 35 for that. Cool. Lovely. Dude, this is just mental right now. I'll do this, and then a Grim would still kind of hurt if I were to take it. Avenging Fossil came way too late. Still threatening an Oni as well. I don't know where that is, but I assume it's floating around in there somewhere. Okay, just a weakness. What do we want to do about that? I'll Virulence. That way, if he goes for thieving, I can Elf, take off both of these weeks, and send an Ifrit. Or even send a Reader, who knows. Is he gonna do it? Okay, that's good enough. That works, that helps us. It's something. Oh my. Keep pulling for Ifrit. Need to get rid of that. Yeah. So there's that. That's good. Keep digging. Keep digging. I got one. Okay. Dig as fast as the damn servers will let me. Does he do it now? He does. Okay, so we're gonna Ifrit now, and then we'll Ghoul into the Grim. That's my play. He's doing way too much. He only just threw me a bone this late into the match. Like, I am at quite the deficit, but it's not impossible to overcome. And to be honest, I could do this into another Ifrit. I just realized. Maybe I just do that and abuse dots. Sub 1300 though. That's kind of tragic. Can't lie. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Another elf isn't bad, but I'm digging for something specific right now. What does he do here? Weakness, okay. I may still just Ghoul. Yeah, we'll do that. And then I could still send a Grim. I am worried about that 35 bub. I've never had bubble control for more than a round in this match. So yeah, just not pulling anything great. The Ifrit dots are definitely helping. What is that going to be? So now he does it. Right. Right. Does anybody know offhand how I check my viewer list? No particular reason. Well, I could do this. If he decides to elf now, how about it, right? We have that. It's just, I feel like I'm dead to a moon before too long if he does some nonsense. There's a brace. To be honest, I mean, I've got time. I can stabilize now and go for an Ifrit into a Grim if I want to. That, or I could... Okay, good. This, Ifrit, Grim. That's ideal. Yeah, alright. So we'll dead zone. I still have the ghoul. This gets rid of a 35. Red guy's sort of in prime right there, I'll say. That's also really good. But not while he has this level of pips. I'm also still threatening an Oni. I don't know if he's going to acknowledge that before too long. What's this? Elemental? Okay. See, because I can still Ifrit this round. And I'm not dead to a moon. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then I can ghoul into a Grim. If I have the time to do that, which who knows. There's the Oni. 38 out of 111 cards left. Lovely. I do actually have one more Ifrit that I could use, interestingly, so we'll see how that looks. But yeah, we're chipping him. It's kind of all about how long do I live? How much does this do? Into, you know, stabilize without any buffs. 833! I forgot I'm on the death school. And I have Thanos stats. Okay, so we can go for a ghoul. I could even stabilize again. It's definitely not over yet. I could also Surge Oni if that is allowed to happen. Yeah, he's gonna go for that, which I'm all for, because now I can do that. So I finally have the card. Let's see. Let's see it, Marcus. It's a Ghoul Blade and a 25 bubble. And he's being chipped down by the Ifrit dots. That's about 130 every round. Let's see what he does. Goes for an Elemental. I barely don't die to another. Right? Okay. Just being sure. So 3,800. It is into a brace. Or could I mash it a grit? Nah. I'll do this, and then if I need to, I can, like, Ellie Shield or something. So I think I need to do like a little over 3,500 or something with this. Crit landed. Let's go. Yeah, that at the end was really just a school diff. That was how that happened. But yeah, this guy's running the 10 brace setup. So it's like, what can you do, you know? But yeah, he is actually running more or less a carbon copy of my setup, so love that. Plus the added moon shield, I suppose. Interesting. Well, I wouldn't mind doing one more.